I just finished watching one of the most incredible videos I've seen in a long time. It's from Alex Jones. He did an emergency broadcast, and he's asking people like me and you to share it because he wants this particular video to get back to President Trump. So I'm doing my part. Please share this video. But he's going to walk through how Trump now needs to execute to destroy the legacy media, how Trump needs to quit giving money and attention and views to these vampires that are literally trying to destroy him and his family and his reputation. I'm going to go ahead and let Alex speak, but I'm going to interrupt it and give you my thoughts with my new X hat from Elon Musk. I hope you enjoy because I found this to be extremely important, and I hope you will as well.
All right. I want to do a critique of Trump right now from a place of love and a place of wanting to beat the globalists because they literally want to put me in prison and destroy the country and destroy your future and cut your sons and daughters' genitals up. So this is life and death, folks. And what Trump's doing to the globalists is night and day compared, to what was happening. I mean, this is a godsend. It could be better, but don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Trump continues to care about corporate media, to get mad because CBS interviewed him and then cut it all up and refused to air large parts of it. He gets mad at late night comics that have almost no views. Now he's moved on to the even later shows that have about 300,000 viewers instead of 1 million. But he's 79, folks, and it's on record what he watches. MSNBC, CNN, Fox News. They have a war room they built for him where they have a bunch of shows up. My show, Steve Bannon's, they tell me there's like 50 shows up for him, and they showed him how to control it. And he comes in and sits, and they try to get him to understand podcasting, and this is what's big. And then remember, he had an interview with Elon Musk. It had 1 billion people tuned into it. Just the show itself, not to mention all the clips that went out. Do you want to do a show with 1 billion people that watch it, or do you want to do one with 1 million and then get upset? But he's 79. He has major blind spots. And so this is for Trump, and I'm going to get it to him. And this is for Barron, who I know already watches. And this is for Don. And this is for everybody.
Okay, this is really important. So he's saying, Trump, you're giving major attention to minor players, and you're giving minor attention to major players. So President Trump goes on, does this incredible interview with 60 Minutes, and then they chop it up the way that they want to chop it up. And he gets really mad at them, and then the video ends up getting like 1 million views, right? Maybe 2-3 million views. He's like, why aren't you going on X? Why aren't you going on Elon Musk where you got 1 billion views and you set a record? Why aren't you going on Tucker Carlson? Why aren't you going on Alex Jones? Why aren't you going on Steve Bannon? You watch their shows. You literally won because you decided to go on podcasts like Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan gets 15 times as many views as the biggest news channel out there. And then why are you sitting up at night giving energy and attention to Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, others? They literally, like, my YouTube channel gets more views than they get. So stop giving them attention. Quit feeding the beast that then tries to chop it up and humiliate you. Okay, let's keep going because he gets even deeper into this.
That I'm about to do. Mr. President, you have won the information war against the globalist. The left has its back broken worldwide. Populists are being elected everywhere. It's why they've now mysteriously, killed 30 plus AFD members every time they're about to win an election. All they've got left now is killing us or censoring us. So you're riding a wave of populism. You've got great energy, great focus, great clarity, but you do not understand new media, and you don't understand the metrics that it's not just giving it a run for the money like he did Joe Rogan right before the election. And he goes, wow, these podcasts are really giving the corporate media or, really giving the mainstream media a run for their money. It was a quote like that. No, we're not giving them a run for their money. We're running circles around them. They've done the numbers. An average Joe Rogan podcast has 30 times a CNN show? That's an average one. This show today, this broadcast, will have more viewers than all CNN shows today combined. Their average show has 84,000 viewers total. 84,000 viewers an hour. I could get off the air today and shoot 5 videos on Rumble, 5 on X, and they'd have conservatively 10 million views tomorrow. And then it gets grabbed and put everywhere else on TikTok and YouTube. I can't even keep track of it. And I'm not number one, Trump. Elon Musk, when he does shows, is number one, dwarfing everything. Just like when you do something original yourself, it takes over everything. So you're number one with power of your own media power. Elon Musk is number 2. And quite frankly, the stuff he does is so big, if he did more media, he'd be bigger than you. I'm just telling you. Just giving the facts. Just reporting to you. And then it's Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones, and then from there. Okay? And Rumble's done the numbers, and YouTube's done it, and they've got big, you can pull up mainstream news admitting this even, okay? I mean, I remember they flipped out back when CNN had a bigger audience. They had all those headlines 6, 7 years ago, and it goes, Alex Jones has 12 times the viewers of CNN total. They're like, oh my God, get him off the air. Well, good luck. You got bigger problems now. I'm like a 200-foot tall Godzilla, and they were shooting everything they had at me. And then now, Elon Musk is 5,000 feet tall. Trump's 10,000 feet tall. You are literally like a lion bowing down to a mouse. You are like an elephant bowing down to a mouse.
All right, let me know what you guys think about this. This is so true. Like, I would love to have Donald Trump on my show. It would probably get millions of views. He needs to be going on Elon Musk. He needs to be going on Alex Jones, Joe Rogan, Tucker Carlson. Stop giving any attention to CNN, ABC, maybe even Fox News. This is the new media. So you starve them and you don't give them the fodder or the ammunition to go after you by doing interviews. And then you come over here and you get 10, 20 times the views. You are a behemoth. If you started doing the new media, you would be able to help people understand why you're fighting the Democrats, why you're trying to get the military paid, why you're going after Venezuela. Don't do these little sound bites that CNN gets to control, that MSNBC gets to control. Start behaving like the lion and the elephant that you are. You are the biggest thing right now. I really hope that Trump sees this and hears this and digests it, because it's
when you go on
massive.
A CBS or ABC, the clips go everywhere, and it's a big interview. You make them big. They need you. And Trump's smart enough to kick the corporate whore media, most of them, out of the White House and bring in real media. So he's doing a lot of good stuff. And so I'm not just trying to criticize. It's just that I see so much as he got better about this in the first 6 months of his administration, not being baited in by corporate media with their lies. Don't worry, we're your surrogates. We'll deal with that. You're the leader. You need to be focused on the big strokes, the big issues, which I know you mainly are. I'm just critiquing to make it better. And I'll show you examples of this in a moment, of where Trump is spending his time on Lilliputians that have less than 500,000 viewers. What in the world are you doing? So first, I want to give some good news about Trump, because this is totally true. Patrick Bet-David on Fox. Trump's been vindicated already, and history books will favor him. In 10, 20, 30 years, when you're sitting in a movie theater and watching Netflix, there will be a movie about Donald Trump. Kids will grow up saying, I'm going to be like Donald Trump. Obama, this is the worst way to end your legacy. You had 2 terms and were supposed to be the black Jesus, and now everyone has turned on you. Well, you really had 3 terms, the unelected term of Biden. Exactly. They're beaten. They're over. They're a joke. They wanted to be Hollywood. They think it's all cool. They think having Hollywood parties is cool. Hollywood hadn't been cool for 20, 30 years. Now it's super uncool. It's a joke. So Obama, out at his Martha's Vineyard thing, has all these Hollywood people there, and it's ridiculous.
All right, think about this. The Democrats go on the media every single day saying that Trump is a king, Trump is a tyrant, and then he tweets about it or talks about it and gives them all these views and all of this energy and attention instead of just ignoring it or going on Steve Bannon that has 40 million listeners, or going on Alex Jones and saying, listen, I want the American people to understand X, Y, Z. And then he has somebody that he can favorably walk through what he's trying to do so that we understand it. Otherwise, the rest of us are just guessing. You don't need to defend yourself. You've got hundreds of guys like me and Alex Jones. We will defend you, and we can articulate what you're trying to do. So stop it. Stop giving them attention and go out and dominate. I love this advice that Alex Jones is giving President Trump.
No one's impressed. No one cares. In fact, it's disgusting. People want mavericks. They want change. They want heroes. They want action. They want vision. They want peace. They want prosperity. George Clooney. Oh, George Clooney's with Obama. Ooh, Stephen Colbert. Ooh. And now Trump's moved on to criticizing the later night host that are even bigger jokes. So if Scarborough has no viewers, why are you talking about him? Because he's got people in there like Todd Blanche, who's a dyed-in-the-wool hardcore Democrat, who's his deputy AG, that says, oh, we're not going to help Alex Jones being persecuted by the DOJ previously because he's fringe. Nobody, you and the establishment are the fringe, and you're being removed. So you can be inserted in there and try to have the establishment hold on, but Todd Blanche is just the fingernails of the establishment holding on to the edge as they prepare to fall politically into total oblivion. That's it. Todd Blanche is like the Balrog's whip when he's already falling off the abyss, trying to grab Gandalf by the leg and suck him down with him. That's all any of this is. The Cloward and Piven, the crash the economy, the Podesta plan, the wars, the attempt to crash the stock market. It's all drag us down with them. So what Patrick Bet-David is saying is totally true. I've made this point many times myself. You have won. Now promote the ideology of liberty and freedom and stop turning these globalists that have all been pro-censorship into victims by saying, I don't know if that late night host is allowed to say that about me. That might be illegal according to FCC rules. Yeah, and it's true. Back in the old days, they were all quiet about it, but they told corporate media what to do. You never got control of corporate media. You don't want to tell them what to do. You don't want to be the ESGs and the Democrats and BlackRock telling them to take a knee at the national anthem. You would tell people, don't take a knee. We don't need to do all that. We have all the soft power. Don't make these tyrants into victims. They are propped up facades. Realize you've won as long as you can stop them sabotaging and starting a civil war and stop giving them attention. Go after the Democrat leaders for the shutdown. Expose them. Expose the private Federal Reserve, which you've been doing. Great job. You're doing such a wonderful job on so many fronts. I'm just saying, giving legacy media attention and acting like they are important is breathing life into a dead carcass. You're trying to raise them from the dead, which is impossible, but it still lets them suck oxygen out of the room and insert themselves in the debate when they don't matter. Here's Patrick Bet-David.
You know, the trust in the media right now is at an all-time low, and no one trusts the press. Do you think it would help them if they would give a little and say, yay, cleaned up D.C., looks great. The homeless are gone, the streets are cleaner, there's less crime. Is it their inability to just give a little bit is what makes everybody just not buy this garbage?
They have a hard time with that. But the reality of it is this guy's going to keep winning over and over and over again, and it's going to upset them even more. You got enemies that are wanting to do business with him. You got him flying, working harder than anybody else. I keep saying this. I dare anybody right now measure how hard they're working. And this man is 79 years old, about to be 80 years old next year in 2026. They're envious. They're jealous. It's already been proven. He's been vindicated. History books are going to favor this guy. One day in the next 10, 20, 30 years, we're going to be sitting in a movie theater watching a movie of his or a show on Netflix that's going to come out in 10 series. The amount of stories they're going to show of what this man was able to do. Many kids are going to grow up saying, I want to grow up to be like Donald Trump. Obama, this is the worst way to finish up your legacy. You came off your 2 terms. You were supposed to be Black Jesus. Everyone's turned against you. You guys had to pay people like Beyonce and all these other guys to come perform for you. Trump is going after protecting folks in Nigeria. Nicki Minaj is coming saying thank you to President Trump. Trump didn't pay Nicki Minaj for a thank you. They have a hard time winning their own people over. Trump is winning their people over, and this is driving them insane.
That's right. And Big Mike just came out again. He does this all the time. Michelle Obama, arms like a linebacker, arms like pythons, and maybe one of the pants, and said 2 days ago, we have the clip. You want to see it? You want to hear it? We didn't get respect because we're black. The majority of white people voted for you, jerk, hoping you would bring unity because you promised, and then you did the opposite, and you got caught doing it because that's what the globalists want. And we got the WikiLeaks emails with Obama and Hillary. Oh, let's create racial division. That'll control people. You did it. You've been caught. You're bad. Trump's creating unity. So then we have stuff like this. CBS News heavily edits Trump's 60 Minutes interview, cutting network paid me a lot of money, cutting the most. And then Trump's all pissed that they cut it. Who cares? Why did you do an interview with him? And it was like he was all mad that they waited a week and he wanted to see it and stuff like this. Why the hell did J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk hug like this? And she hugs him, he puts his hands around her, and it's totally normal, and they've been good friends for a long time. Oh, look, there's something going on here. You know, we can have convicted pedophiles come teach drag queen story time to your kid at school and not tell you, but J.D. Vance hugs a woman around the waist, and he's a pervert. That's the left, folks. Don't even respond. Screw him. Trump labels Seth Meyers a deranged lunatic and blasts his late-night rhetoric as illegal. Seth Meyers doesn't have 300,000 viewers, Trump. Now, because you attacked him, it'll go up to 1 million for a while. He's a joke. So why give them statements like, oh, it's illegal? Maybe it's illegal to criticize me. Because they've told him, well, sir, there is FCC regulations that if they're telling lies. It's all unenforceable. Don't do it. Stop it. The left had nothing on us censoring. Oh, you're getting rid of books and libraries. For 8-year-olds, you can't give them pro-pedophilia graphic novels? Yeah, just like you can't sell them Jack Daniels or cigarettes? Yeah, we're not censoring the book. You just don't get to put it in the library, you damn pedophiles. Trump says Seth Meyers' show sucks and is probably illegal. Who cares about Seth Meyers? Trump labels Seth Meyers a deranged lunatic. But I got these clips now. Talk about a show with no views. The clips of it got a lot of views when he told the truth. Joe Scarborough has this Democrat rep on who did lie and said, oh, Trump abused young girls, Jeffrey Epstein. That's not true. He's not in any of the criminal files. They've had the lead investigators go public. We've always known that. They've had all the women go public and say they never saw him at the island and only saw 2 women saw him at Mar-a-Lago because they worked there and Epstein poached them out. And then Trump basically covers for the Democrats and look what they do, which was wrong. What he did was wrong, but he wasn't a part of it. So since I mentioned it, here is Senator Joe Manchin saying, oh, well, we're a Democrat state, but we vote for him because, we like him. No, because he's the one person on the ballot. And so it's very hard when the majority vote for him and then vote across the ballot to cover up the manipulation. And that.
All right. Steve Bannon talks a lot about this. When you're at war, there's a lot of noise. And a good leader hears the signal, right? And what Alex Jones is saying, Trump, I love you. You have won. You literally have the largest, most loyal base of voters. Stop falling for these little tricks. Stop being baited into petty discussions. Keep the signal. The signal is close the border, make life affordable, bring down the price of food and gas, make housing affordable. Stay on task. Let them call you a king. Don't get involved. Don't keep giving your opinion about these petty little nighttime comedians that don't get any views compared to the big channels. So put major attention on major things and quit giving minor things all of your attention. They feel abandoned by the people in Washington, D.C., who care more about illegal immigrants and those that don't work than those that do work and pay the taxes. And that's why the country is broken. But Trump is changing all that if he can stay focused. Now, let me know in the comments what you guys think about this. I think that this is really important. Imagine if instead of doing 60 minutes and getting 2 million views, and then they just attack him over and over again, he does Elon Musk and gets 500 million views or 1 billion views. And he tells the world, and he tells America, and he tells MAGA exactly what he's doing for them on a daily basis. We see the work ethic. We appreciate it. I can't keep up with you. I tell my wife all the time, I'm in my 40s and this guy has more energy and gets more done in a day than I can. So we need you to be the leader. Ignore the noise. Follow the signal. Keep your campaign promises. All right. I hope you guys found this valuable. If you did, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, stay amazing, and I will see you on the next video.